Well, who would have predicted we would have got this far? The Champions League playoff round, where we win, it's the Champions League group stage and millions upon millions of pounds coming into the club. Lose, we go into the Europa League group stage with millions and millions of pounds coming into the club. It's kind of a win-win situation, isn't it? Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend episode 18 with Swansea University. My name is Craig and coming up in today's video we have the Champions League playoff round against Partizan Belgrade, both legs, to determine which group stage are we going to end up in Europe. Champions League or the Europa League? I mean, preferably we want Champions League just purely for the experience, but at the same time we're going to get Europa League for the experience. There's going to be money either way for a club at which we can't actually use said money for wages, transfers, you know, the normal stuff. Now, since you were last with me, in fact, take a look at the entire schedules page and you'll see just how busy it's been throughout this entire summer. Friendlies mixed in between Champions League games, and then since the last episode, of course, we have started the league season against Ballard Town 2-0, just to start the entire season off in our first game. And of course we've had a cup game as well, the Nathaniel MG Cup second round. With the cups this season, if we do somehow get towards the end of the season, I'm only going to show the finals and there probably won't be very many league games to go along with it. This season is all purely about Europe. It's all about the playoff round today, and look at some of the teams that are already in the playoff round. Slavia Prague, CFR Cluj, Malmo, Copenhagen, Basel. These are Shakhtar. Is that Shakhtar Donetsk? Yes, it is. Good grief. These are teams that we're going to be very, very familiar with. Just to quickly go through the actual rules as well. Losers qualify for the Europa League. More importantly than that, obviously if you win, you go into the Champions League group stages and get millions upon millions of pounds. But look how much you get for losing and going into the Europa League group stage. £4.3 million. That's ridiculous. Along with the 86,000 that you're going to get just for appearing in that round. So you're going to get a cool £5.1 million. No, hang on. No, you won't. Roughly £4.4 million. I was going to say, I can't do math. But that is what is at stake in today's episode, and that is what we're going to lead into this match with. This is going to be the 11 that we're going to send out against Partizan Belgrade, the Serbian champions. And I've been saying it for the last few episodes now. We're due a European pasting, or maybe just a small defeat, whichever one. It would be a shame to lose, obviously, at this stage of the qualification process, but knowing that we're going into the European group stages for the first time ever for this club, it's history, regardless. It's history in the making. So this is going to be the 11 we're going to send out. It's Adegoke in goal. A back four of... It's new... Oh, yes, I forgot about this new signing. Vashon Newfield, who will be at left-back for us. A new 25-year-old English left-back, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. We've brought him in on a free from Walton Casuals. Via Canada, apparently. I don't know what standard the Canadian Premier League is going to be, but I can't imagine it'll be massively high. Of course, he's played in Wales. He's played in League Two for Newport County. Cool, so he knows what South Wales is like exactly then. Jones, Yorworth, Pilkington are also completing the back four. Newfield, by the way, signed after the last episode. That's why I haven't mentioned him at all before. Orford, Fuster and Farr are in the midfield. Orford is in for the suspended Taylor Perry. I think he's only suspended for one match. Yes, so he'll be back for the second leg. That's fine. Harkin on the left wing, Patterson and Brown Sterling are the two men up front. We go with the tried and tested people, minus those two changes. Ogungbo is... I hope he's on the bench, actually. I didn't even check it. Yes, he is. We've got more subs than they do. Suppose that's more options for us, although two of them are goalkeepers. Oh, good grief. Right. Nobody expects us to do anything, and I'll keep saying that for this entire European run, because nobody expects us to do absolutely anything. The game has just kicked off then, and yes, I have skipped the music for the introduction to this game. We know what the Champions League theme sounds like at this point. If we make it into the group stages then of the Champions League, then I'll play it again there. In fact, even if we do make it into the group stage for the Europa League, I will still play that music as well, as there is the first goal from Partizan, and that's probably going to be the theme of this entire episode. But it just means we can have a little chat about this European adventure, the future maybe of this series as well, for after when the European adventure ends. But yes, I'll play the Europa League theme as well if we do drop into the Europa League for the group stages. We'll just give it a listen as to what that's going to sound like. I don't even remember what that sounds like, and I'm an Arsenal supporter, so that says a lot. But as far as this European adventure goes, we have of course made it through to a group stage minimum, which means that will be, I think, another 6 matches in the new European formats that are coming in from Season 3 in FM23. Which of course means we have those 6 games. That's fine, that'll take us to around the new year, and then we'll more than likely begin the job hunt. That's a poor shot there by Partizan. Good. We'll more likely begin the job hunt after we get knocked out of Europe, and then we will basically move on from Wales. Now, chances are we'll probably move somewhere else in the UK, not named England. I've also loaded other countries into the series, as into the save as well. So other countries such as Germany, Spain, and I think France. Yeah, I think France is the other one. They are on view only at the moment, but chances are they'll probably be changed to playable at the end of the end of this season. So that way we've got options then to hopefully move abroad in the future. But certainly I think Wales will be done maybe about halfway through this season. It'll probably be even sooner than that, because this is an absolute beating at this point. It's not something I'm completely unprepared for. I thought this was going to come against Olympiacos in the last round, and it makes me wonder how bad were Olympiacos for us to go and beat them 2-1 on aggregate. Because it's not even half time here and it's 3-0. This could actually just be over before the second leg. Actually, it's worth noting we're playing away from home, aren't we? So, I'm sorry. What's that? My assistant is recommending. I'm happy with your performance so far. Good gods. Yeah, we're not saying that. Sack my assistant. I finally have an assistant manager. Actually, I forgot to mention that a few episodes ago. I finally got myself an assistant manager. I needn't have bothered with recommendations like that. Well, I'm proud of your performance with 3-0 down, boss. Yep, I'm still proud. I'm still proud of you all. Truth be told, I am proud of them for this European run. It has been amazing. I didn't think we would still be in it at this point. I mean, yes, after first qualifying rounds, I knew we would at least have the Europa League. So that's at least 2 episodes. Oh, good chance there for Brown Sterling. Of European action. But for it to be extended for even longer, what's it been? It's now Wednesday, right? Is that a penalty? Oh no, it's a free kick, never mind. Pilkinson's actually having a bad game, so he's probably going to come off very, very shortly. But to get this European run and somehow end up in Europe, absolute dream. It is an absolute dream. I love it. And I didn't think I'd be doing it with Swansea University as well. Maybe a team from Ireland or Scotland, because a team from Ireland has actually made it into the Europa League. A few of them have, actually. But certainly a team from Scotland would probably make a bit more sense in getting into a European group stage. But Swansea University has an amateur team. Oh, that's a good free kick by Jones. Great save by their keeper as well. A consolation goal would be nice, although I'm not particularly expecting it. But we'll see what comes from this corner. Oh, it's just evaded everybody, and oh, it's a free kick to them. Never mind. But the experience of getting into the group stages will be massive for this club. It'll be massive for my career as well. It'll give me more of a reputation boost than just playing in the Welsh leagues, as that's a good save by Adegoke, even though it was offside. Very good save. But if I'm going to be selfish about this save for the sake of my career, and let's be honest, why wouldn't I be? This is about it's about where I can move next. If I want to move elsewhere, I need to be able to show, yes, we can, or rather, I can actually function at a higher level, which is obviously the likes of the Champions League and Europa League. I'm kind of glad it's one of those two leagues. Oh, sorry, one of those two competitions. Yeah, the Europa Conference League is still Europe, but it's not as impressive as the Champions League or Europa League. Let's just encourage them. I've left it way too late anyway, but going down 3-0 away from home is kind of expected, and I think this is where it is our Champions League run will come to an end. But if we get ourselves a half-decent result at home, I'll be happy. Going to the Europa, I'd like to go into the Europa League with some confidence, but to go down 3-0 away from home, yeah, not completely unexpected. And it just means that it's more likely we're going to be taking that cool £4.3 million for losing this tie. Who would have thought losing a tie in a Champions League qualifying round would actually be more preferable? A good 3-0 victory away at Carnarvon has set us up nicely for the second leg of this Champions League playoff second leg. Just to give a quick update on the league, we're only 2 games into the season, but it's nice to be top of the league as the only team with a 100% record. So let's get into this second leg where likely the Champions League dream will come to an end here, but then we'll begin the Europa League adventure in the group stages with £4.3 million in the club's bank account. So this is going to be the starting 11 that we're going to be sending out. It should be Adigoke in goal. It'll be Adigoke in goal, Agungbo, Jones, Patterson, Pilkington as the back four, Perry and Smith the base in midfield. Perry is back from that 1-game suspension. We've then changed the front four a little bit. It'll be Harkin on the left wing, Farr on the right wing, Harris in attacking midfield with Omelabu as the man up front. So we've gone with a 4-2-3-1. Probably for the first time in this entire series, we're going with effectively what would be a standard formation. It's something that I just want to try out for this for this match, because I want to play Farr a bit further forward as a attacking right winger, because that's what I've made a promise to him to do, that I would do for him, and I do want to keep him in the next 50 days. So I would like to actually just make sure I get that promise filled, and then we'll see what happens after that. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. We'll probably just end up losing him. This is probably the last time we'll hear this theme. Certainly with Swansea University anyway, so we may as well just enjoy it while we can. That ring light can go back on. And this stadium just looks pathetically empty, doesn't it? Oh, 1 minute. You couldn't even survive more than 1 minute. Ah, looks like we're going to have that Champions League not Europa League, that's European pasting that I've been talking about for the last 3 episodes. Let's skip that, I don't ever want to see that. The 4-2-3-1 clearly paying dividends already. Look at this formation they're using, by the way. They're using a back 7. I don't know why. I mean, clearly it's attacking, but... And I know you're 4-0 up, but why? It's just a stupid formation to have as a standard. It doesn't help when we're just shooting over the bar. Just like that. Perry blazing over. Corner to Partizan, and if we could just get it clear, please. We don't really want to concede that many more goals. What the hell? When it is big game situations and your players are completely worse than the other teams, they will do stupid stuff like this. I just want to get this game over and done with, in all fairness. Just get it done quickly. And that is 2-0, 5-0 on aggregates. If we could just leave it there, absolutely fine. We could just go right through to full time. That would be perfect. So much for no highlights through to the 90th minute. Perry playing the ball forward, and Harkins apparently is going to get that, and very, very close. Nobody was in the area though, so had the ball spilled behind him, nobody would have actually got to it, which is a bit of a shame. Look at the complacency they're feeling. Partizan are just like, it's cool, we're already in the group stages. I hope you get a group of death. At least we can say the main positive that we're going to get out of this is a cool £4.3 million straight into the club's coffers. I mean, maybe we can show some more improvement for the youth facilities once they're done, but other than that, there's actually nothing else we can spend it on. Training facilities? Apparently they're already average. Certainly for the league's level, they're pretty good. As Omelabu puts that one wide as well. Come on, man. Just one goal, lads. I would be very happy with just one goal. Harkin on the left wing. There's a couple of options in the area. And, oh, it's just off the bar. Oh, Malabu should have been in there. Should have been in there, man. It was just off the bar. That's twice now Harkin has actually got close. And yes, I'm very aware we've gone positive, personally. There's no point going balanced or even defensive or cautious defensive. I'm not doing that because that just invites them onto the ball even more. It'll just lay siege to the goal. They'll just lay siege to the goal if we go any more defensive. I have dropped it back to balance. That's probably the fairest thing that we can do right now. And I think we're coming up on substitution time. We could just make a few changes. There's no point wearing everybody out on a dead result. It's not as if we're going to be scoring 6 goals in the last 20 minutes. Cue the greatest comeback in history. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. As they scoop that ball over the bar, thankfully. I'm just hoping the game maybe just shows us a bit of mercy. Maybe, if the game's feeling generous. Right, Charlie Farr is going to come off. Garrick is going to go on. I'm not giving Robin Dodds his debut yet in Europe. Let's have a look. Reynolds, where are you? Yeah, Reynolds can go on. You can go and get some match fitness. And who else? Edmondson could probably do some match fitness. Yeah, go on. Oh my god, well, sorry, what? I did not realise Patterson was at centre-back. Did I say his name at the beginning and I didn't clock? That's terrible. That is terrible. Right, those are the subs that we're going to make. Patterson is off, by the way. Ogungbo will come back on. And Edmondson will go at left back instead. That's terrible, selecting Patterson at centre back. The man can just play anywhere, can't he? You know what, screw it. We're gonna YOLO this one. Robin Dodds is gonna come on for his European debut. I'm making some selection howlers in this match, I really am. Edmondson was supposed to go to left back. Harris is going to go off as well. We may as well just save a few legs. And that is the Champions League run over. We knew it was going to happen anyway at some point. It's just a shame to get so close to the group stage. And yet, so far. Oh my goodness. Okay. I selected the wrong thing. Oh dear. Can I save this somehow? Right, I seem to have saved some individual players in the team talk, but others have just completely lost focus. Well, hopefully that won't do too much, or rather that won't be too much of an issue going forward. Look at the money though. Oh, money makes things better, doesn't it? 4.31k for losing 4.31k 4.31 million pounds for losing in the playoff, plus 86,000 on top. Oh, this money is wasted on this club. This money is so wasted. What's an amateur club going to do with 4.6 million? They're okay, apparently. It's okay. Please, is there an option for semi-professional? No, there isn't. Okay, fine. It was worth trying. Right. We will be back with the group stages of the Europa League. In fact, when is the draw for the Europa League? I would love to see that. I would love to see. Oh, it's not even happened yet. Newcastle won it. Good grief. I don't know when the draw is going to be, but if it's in the next few days, we will come back for that and we will see who we will get in the Europa League group stages. Right, I completely forgot there's no traditional group stage draw like there was before because of the new format that's come in for all the European competitions, because each competition is now literally just one massive league table of 36 teams each. So we have just had 6 fixtures drawn for us. They have just been revealed above. I've already had a quick look, but not too close of a look at the teams that we've got. But interestingly, we got another £2.93 million just for qualifying for the league phase. Not even the group phase anymore. £7.6 million in the bank. What is this club going to do with it? I'm going to be making some requests. Like, massively. I don't know what requests, but I'm going to have to try and do something with that money. But in the meantime, these are the games that we have to look forward to. It's actually not even 6, it's 8 games. Right. In that case, 8 games, we're going to be around for quite a while. By the looks of it, till the end of January. Nice. At this rate, we might just stay one more season and then move on next summer perhaps, but we'll see how it goes anyway in the Europa League itself. So Reims, Hoffenheim, Hajduk Split, Valencia, Jesus, Hibernian, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Lazio and Malmo. Malmo were actually, I think they were with us in the Champions League. Yeah, in the playoff as well. So they got knocked out and are now going to be facing us as a result. Still horrendously good teams in there though. Reims, Hoffenheim, Valencia, Lazio, we will get nothing against. They're not the games really to be focused on unless we get lucky at home maybe. But Hajduk at home, Maccabi Tel Aviv and Malmo, maybe we might have a chance against those teams if we're lucky. But otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult to, I think, finish even in the top 24, I think it is. God, look at that league table. I think it's the top 24 who will stay in the competition. 25 to 36 will bow out after 8 games. From 9th to 24th, they go into a knockout playoff round to get into, like, I think the last 16 or whatever of the Europa League. And then, of course, you got the top 8, which qualify automatically. Jeez, oh God, Man United are down here as well. West Ham, Atalanta, Villarreal, Club Brugge, Basel, Mönchengladbach. Anyone else? Olympiacos are in here as well. We knocked them down here and now they're like, oh, hello again. Revenge. Oh, good grief, I'm glad we're not facing them again. Right, we will be back for the first games of the Europa League. So Reims and Hoffenheim. What games to come back for. So we'll be back on Friday this time. We're going to have a day break on Thursday. So Friday, first 2 Europa League phase games, not even group phase, league phase games will be coming your way. Let's see how well or how bad this is going to go for us. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the continuing European adventure. The Europa League awaits. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.